Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Oceanus. On the fateful evening of January 13th, 2012, a catastrophic maritime tragedy shook the world. What should have been a serene voyage turned into a fateful nightmare for the 4,000 souls on board. These are the heart-wrenching events from the disastrous tragedy of the MV Costa Concordia. The grand luxury cruise ship was awaited on its 7-night journey from the port of Civitavecchia, Italy, to Savona. This floating palace was an architectural marvel, capable of accommodating over 4,000 passengers and crew. As the sun set on the horizon, the atmosphere was one of excitement, as vacationers looked forward to an unforgettable cruise experience. As the ship navigated through the Tyrrhenian Sea, it deviated from its planned course, sailing perilously close to Giglio Island. Unfortunately, the ship struck an underwater rock, tearing a massive hole in its hull. 24 minutes later, strong winds pushed the vessel back to Giglio Island, where she grounded 500 meters north of the village of Giglio Porto, resting on her starboard side in shallow waters. With most of her starboard side underwater, the impact caused a significant power failure. Panic spread among passengers and crew as they fought with the terrifying reality of this unfolding disaster. Amidst the chaos, all eyes turned to Captain Francesco Schettino. His delayed decision to abandon the ship left passengers and crew without proper guidance, further endangering their lives. As the ship continued to list, Captain Schettino abandoned his post, leading to accusations of cowardice and negligence. His actions would have severe legal consequences in the days to come. Almost half of the ship remained above water, but it was in danger of sinking completely into a trough 70 meters. Despite the gradual sinking of the ship, its complete loss of power, and its proximity to shore in calm seas, an order to abandon the ship was not issued until over an hour after the initial impact. Although international maritime law requires all passengers to be evacuated within 30 minutes of an order to abandon ship, the evacuation of Costa Concordia took over 6 hours. The evacuation process was nothing short of chaotic. The ship's intercom system failed, leaving many passengers unaware of the unfolding crisis. Lifeboats became difficult to deploy as the ship tilted further, causing confusion and delay. The crew struggled to maintain order, but the lack of proper training for such emergencies compounded the problem. Despite the brave efforts of some crew members who stayed behind to aid passengers, the disaster claimed the lives of 32 individuals. Families mourned the loss of loved ones, and the world watched in sorrow. The rescue operation became a race against time, with rescue teams working tirelessly to locate survivors amidst the wreckage. The body of the last missing person, Indian crew member Russell Rebello, was recovered on the 3rd of November 2014, almost 3 years after the incident. It appears that Rebello died while saving other passengers. An initial assessment by salvage expert company Schmidt International estimated that the removal of Costa Concordia and her 2,380 tons of fuel could take up to 10 months. Schmidt advised that the ship had been damaged beyond the hope of economical repair and recommended it be written off as a constructive total loss. Schmidt was soon contracted to initially remove only Concordia's fuel. During the fuel removal operation, Schmidt reported that the ship had shifted 60 centimeters in the 3 weeks since her grounding, but that there was no immediate prospect of her breaking up or sinking deeper. Removal of the fuel from the various fuel tanks distributed throughout the ship was completed in March of 2012. Later than Smith's initial estimates. This cleared the way to arrange for the ultimate salvaging and scrapping of the ship. On the 17th of September 2013, Costa Concordia was brought to a vertical position through a par-buckling procedure. The cost of salvaging the ship increased to $799 million. In addition, the ship had suffered severe hull deformations in 2 places. Titan Salvage, the company directing the salvage operations, estimated that the next phase of the salvage operation would be completed by mid-2014. After this floating operation, the ship would be towed to a salvage yard on the Italian mainland for scrapping or breaking. On the 14th of July 2014, work commenced to refloat Costa Concordia in preparation for towing. At this point, the cost had risen to $1.4 billion. But after including tow cost, the ship to be broken up for scrap, and the cost of repairing damage to Giglio Island, the estimated final cost was expected to be $2 billion. On the 23rd of July, the ship commenced its final journey under tow at a speed of 2 knots, with a 14-ship escort to be scrapped in Genoa. It arrived at port on the 27th of July after a 4-day journey. It was moored to a seawall at the port, awaiting dismantling processes. The challenging and costly wreck removal operation symbolized the magnitude of this maritime tragedy. The MV Costa Concordia disaster triggered a global outcry and prompted the maritime industry to undergo a thorough introspection. Governments and shipping authorities worldwide scrutinized safety protocols and emergency response procedures. The incident highlighted the importance of better training for crew members and a greater emphasis on passenger safety. On the 14th of July 2012, a documentary titled Cruise Ship Disaster Inside the Concordia was first broadcast on the Discovery Channel. This tragedy is a stark reminder of the critical importance of adhering to safety regulations and how the consequences of human errors impact the maritime world. I hope you found this video informative. Watch our next video here. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.